Good afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone. My name's Priscilla, and this is my co-host Heather, and we are the Crones.
Absolutely.
How you doing today, Heather?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. It's warm up here, and today is officially my first day of wearing shorts.
I think my first day was 2 days ago. But
Actually, it was yesterday. It was yesterday, but my second day today. So
yeah.
it's actually short season in Colorado. Hooray, hooray.
Yeah, finally.
I know. But I like it. The
Yeah.
air smells so fresh and clean up here.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it doesn't have that salty smell that we're used to.
exactly. It just feels really crisp and clean to me. And when I walk Sassy every morning, I love it. I just love the feeling.
Yeah, the only real big difference, other than humidity, and it's because of the humidity, when I was down there, my CPAP didn't need me to add water. I have to, or my nose just goes absolutely bonkers the next day.
I can imagine.
Too dry.
Oh, yeah. It's just so dry here.
Yeah.
Hi, Lark. How are you today? Thank you for the love. Back at you.
Absolutely.
Today, we're going to talk about standing in your power. But before we do that, we'll let Heather do her cards.
And I'll do a little disclaimer thing too with taking turns. Anyway, both she and I are just two crones sharing our spiritual journey experiences. And it's just a reminder that please don't judge us. Take what resonates with you and throw out the rest. It doesn't matter. We're guided to start this YouTube channel to share our journey and experiences in the hope that it helps others on their spiritual path, knowing you're not by yourself. We also experience the same kinds of things. So thank you all for being here and for being part of our journey and for being part of our group. We just love all of you.
Our chat tribe.
Our tribe.
Our YouTube tribe. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Denise.
And I hope we can all learn and grow and love and be compassionate with each other. So.
Hey, Door of Lore.
But I did do the cards.
Of course.
And I thought it was kind of interesting. And what the main thing it was telling me is that we're growing because they talked about us being in a rejuvenation period. We are rejuvenating. But sometimes what gets in the way is our fairy magic. We're used to being able to just do things that we forget about. Oh, we're doing something new stuff. So some of the old stuff, even though it's good stuff, can still hinder us a little bit.
I resonate with those two cards.
Yeah. And as we keep going, of course, the knowledge is in our spirit. We know everything. The knowledge is already there. And our humans are trying to be very creative. It says birthing, that means it's creative. And it's still trying to create more and more things. And that's especially since we are rejuvenating and we're getting more stuff. They said, but in order to help us with that fairy magic that holds us back every once in a while, we need to remember that we have the power. I'm sorry, this is a yellow card. And we found out yellow doesn't work on this green screen.
For sure.
Anyway, we forget that we have all this power and we need to use it because when we use it, all those old thoughts change, our mind changes, and we do things in the new way. Okay?
True.
Did everybody understand that?
I did.
It just shows us that we are growing. We have growing pains. We're still hanging on to, quote, the old stuff, but not the real old stuff. It's just the newer old stuff. It no longer applies to us, so we need to let it go.
Brilliant. Denise has a question. How do we remember? I have no bloody idea. All I can tell you is meditation has helped me.
Meditation helps me too. If I can quiet my mind long enough, I can ask a question and the answer is right there.
And I think we are all remembering slowly but surely. If we learn too much too fast, we'd be an overload. And if you've had any of those experiences with downloads, you know that it can mess you up if you get too much too fast. I've had to ask my guides to slow down. Yeah. So I say, Oh, here she's got something else. Yes, do we just say, I remember? I ask my guides to help me remember what I need to know for today or for this time.
Mhm.
That's how I ask to remember. I think we are all remembering. It's just coming so slowly. You don't really
And
realize it.
I also throw cards every morning and ask, what do I need to know today? A lot of it is remembering certain things. Oh, yeah, okay, so I need to do this then. You know, so you can do it with a daily reading. You can do it with your meditation. If you're really good at meditation, you can just stop and think for a minute and just relax your mind and ask. But a lot of us need to do the meditation in order to be able to get ourselves slowed down enough that we can hear.
For sure, that's me.
Yeah.
For sure. And ask your Akashic Records masters
Yeah.
to help you remember. They won't overload you. They'll only give you what you're ready to hear, what you're ready to receive.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we have to do the shadow work to get rid of the bad memories, the crap memories, and Door of Lore, we'll look at that when we're ready to read cards later, when we're through with our presentation for the day, but we'll get to that, okay?
Yeah, we'll keep that one. Um,
Um, I lost my train of thought.
there was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember.
Well, how
Just
about
know that all the knowledge that you need is already within you. It's just a matter of,
opening it up?
yeah, being receptive enough to hear it.
So you're right on the path, Denise.
Oh, I remember. I was
Time is
going
going so far. I asked for a yellow butterfly today and I saw two. There you
there you
go.
go.
You're manifesting exactly what you want. So
Just remember
careful
that
what you're thinking.
everybody learns at a different rate. Everybody's in a different place. Don't expect yourself to be where somebody else is, because that's not the way it's supposed to be.
It's not the way it works.
No. And some people are like farther ahead of you than in one area, but in some other area, you may be farther ahead. It's what's
Exactly.
right for you. And so you just know that where you are is where you are supposed to be.
I
Okay.
think we all have to remember that. Otherwise, you can get pretty depressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about how we're giving our power away and how to stand in our power. But we're not going to get to the slideshow until Heather and I have finished the presentation, because there's actually some
Good stuff in it.
additional information I couldn't put in the presentation. So, with that said, what does it mean to stand in your power? And why is it important to stop giving it away? Living our life from a place of personal power is about standing in the truth of who we are as human beings, standing in our truth. It is a way of life where you treat yourself and others with kindness, acceptance, love, and compassion. Sounds pretty great to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gentle strength that doesn't need to be seen and heard to thrive. When we're living a life from an empowered place, we are fed from within. When we give ourselves the gift of living life in our truth, A, we stop looking to others to define who we are or who we aren't. B, we stop wasting our waking moments worried about what others think of us. And C, we value ourselves from a genuine place, making it easier to see the goodness in others around us. Sounds pretty fabulous.
Yeah. And I was going to say, because I was the job, when you are the job, you really can't be these other three things.
So true.
You need to get in a different mindset completely and know.
It's all about balance.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
So what does giving your power away mean? Well, giving away your power means that you don't believe that your feelings and thoughts are valid. And I know you say no to that, but when you think about it, you're saying my thoughts don't matter. What they said, it's better. So you're saying yourself that you don't matter. It means that you allow others to influence you negatively in terms of how your day goes. And in short, you believe you have no influence over your life or the choices available. well, I got to do this, I got to do that. Who says? If it's yourself saying it, that's one thing. So when you allow others to have negative influence over the way you think, feel, and behave, you might feel that you cannot be yourself or allow your voice to be heard. And this stops you from reaching your full potential. You can't be who you are if you're suppressing yourself. Giving away your power might mean others define your self-worth, that you may have weak boundaries or feel like you have too much to do. And it could mean that you change your mind based on others' opinions or because you feel guilty about something, because they said something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving away our power can take many forms, and here are a few examples. We give away our personal power when we hold beliefs that originate from what other people taught us and which might not be based in current reality, like religion. The church hit me as soon as I read that one. We hand over our power when we determine whether our needs are reasonable or acceptable based on how we think other people will respond to us. Did you guys grow up with your parents going, "What would the neighbors think?" Because I sure did. We lose our power when we believe well-meaning friends who tell us that we won't be able to handle something. We don't speak up because we want to avoid a fight. We don't trust others completely, so add more work to our own plate. Boy, am I guilty of that one.
Oh, and think about those micromanagers.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
That I was never that. We procrastinate on a decision we know we should make. Oh, I'm a procrastinator. We beat ourselves up when we don't meet our standards. Not so much anymore. I
Not,
used to
not
be
as
that
much
way.
as I used to.
Yeah. The various ways we give up our power have been formed over many years based on circumstances of the past when we felt a lack of control. Amen. That can be by your parents, that can be by society, it can be by the people you work with.
Well, I got the thought suddenly, you're beating yourself up, and we're both saying we don't do that as much as we did. And I think that's because we accept ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
This is who we are.
I do now.
Yeah, I do too.
All my foibles.
Yes.
I am what I am.
Part of me.
Popeye would say, I am what I am.
I am. Exactly. So
Okay.
then when you face a new challenge, the automatic response kicks in. And that's often not in a healthy way. In relationships, you may sacrifice yourself to please someone else or feel validated or to keep the peace. You said, okay, I'm not fighting with you. I'll just shut up. Right?
How many times have you done that in your life? Hundreds.
Exactly.
Hundreds of times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when married.
And when you get in the habit of giving away your power, you're left feeling stuck or frustrated with yourself and even questioning who you are or what you want in life.
True.
Somebody will ask you, what do you want? And you're like, I don't know. You only know what you don't want. Maybe.
I think that tends to be very human to just know the things that you don't want instead. And that's why it's so hard for us to focus on what we want.
Yes, and manifest what we want.
And manifest what we want, because we're always thinking about that fight and flight in us is always thinking about what's threatening us.
Exactly.
So we are always looking at the dark side first. Sucks.
I know. And maybe pain from your past is still creeping into the way you're handling challenges now. Well, if I do this, this is going to happen. Well, not necessarily, but without realizing it, you may be giving away your power. And it's holding you back from truly stepping in fully to the amazing future that awaits you. So where do we start? We identify what's holding us back from our best future. And we don't need a life that feels out of control and powerless. We can learn to take back our power.
We need to identify what is holding us back. Is there something hard we went through, such as a trauma from our past, that we need to let go? Is it currently holding us hostage? When have you been through a trauma? a big T trauma, or just the onslaught of the little T traumas of everyday life. They can all take our power away. Our amygdala, the fight or flight mechanism in our brain, just keeps going off. Our body is designed to protect us. When we go through a traumatic situation, such as abuse and illness or divorce, our alarm goes off and helps us to react quickly to protect ourselves. The problem becomes when a challenge because a chronic issue, the amygdala stays in the on position. Over time, our body just gets used to being constantly in a state of alarm, and the stronger the emotion, the pain, the more we focus on it.
That's right. And think about the news. What are they doing? They're making you focus on what they want you to focus on. So
That's television in general.
yeah.
Ads, programs. They're called programs for a reason. They're all programming your brain.
Yeah. And slowly, it becomes what you are. It's wired into your brain and body, and you begin to think this is the way it always will be. It becomes your normal. You become used to reacting in a certain way to certain emotions, fear, anger, bitterness, and you're used to suffering, and it's comfortable for you now. But this is not the way it's meant to be. You don't have to stay powerless. You're called to be powerful. The power has always been there, just like in the card it said, use your power. The power's always been there. You just need to realize it and take hold of it. Stop apologizing. When we chronically apologize for things that are not our fault, we're signaling to the world and ourselves over and over that we're not showing up the way we want to, that we're constantly misstepping, that we're always wrong. We often apologize to ask people to excuse our mistakes rather than to own our mistakes.
Pay attention to your apologies and notice when you're saying I'm sorry and when you see other people doing it. Next, expand your vocabulary and reframe how you speak in these situations. For example, instead of saying I'm sorry, I have to reschedule, try I appreciate your flexibility. Instead of I'm sorry I'm late, try thank you for your patience. I like this. This is all that word play to keep things in a more positive manner that we were talking about earlier. We did a show about
Words
choosing
matter.
your words. Instead of, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said, try, could you repeat that, please? This goes back to the power of words and how to rephrase in words in a more positive way. It's important to be clear when an actual apology is necessary, because it depends on your own values.
Mm-hmm. Ask for what you want when you know what you want. We give away our power.
That's what we were saying earlier. Most people don't know what they want. They just know what they don't want. So you guys in the chat, do you know what you want? Are you asking for what you want? Especially at this new moon coming up on Thursday?
Is it difficult to answer that question?
Thank you, Denise. She's just full of love today. She says, I love your wisdom, ladies. And then she's fear, false evidence appearing real. And then Words Matter is an awesome show also. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Sorry, Heather.
So that's all right. I just needed to find out where I'm at. We often manifest in this form wanting something and knowing what it is, but not telling the person who couldn't give it to you. Because you think it will feel better if they just do it on their own. Read your mind and do what you want them to do.
How many times have you done that? Especially with a husband. You're supposed to read my mind. You're supposed to know what I want before I know.
Yeah. We shouldn't have to tell you. You should know, So when you do this, you put your own happiness or needs in somebody else's hands. And communicating what you want or your desires is not a position of weakness. Telling them what you want, that's not a position of weakness. If you can speak what you need directly, that's powerful. Stay in touch with what you want and know what that looks like in any situation. If you're going to a negotiation, know what your best case scenario would be and then know how to articulate that. If you need more help around the house from your partner, know exactly what it is that you need. Take responsibility for what it is you want and need, and take the responsibility to ask for it when it's an appropriate time to do it.
And own up to your skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. There's a social construct around valuing humility, which is absolute bullshit. Sorry. We're encouraged not to toot our own horns or speak about our accomplishments.
I have
It's
a
so
question for
true.
you.
When I write down my accomplishments, it blows my mind
I know.
because I normally think, oh, what have I done in my life?
And then I say to myself, if I don't blow my own horn, who's gonna?
Exactly. Nobody.
You know?
We put more value on other people considering us an expert rather than owning it ourselves. That designation from others may never come from others, so give it to yourself. Look at your own track record and portfolio. Notice where you're adding value on a micro level and over the scope of your career. Stand on that as expertise. Are you making arbitrary benchmarks for yourself? We can put labels on ourselves that aren't helpful or even accurate. So we really do. Someday just sit down and start listing all the things you've accomplished in your lifetime.
And
It will blow your mind.
it's not just on your resume. And really, on your resume, if you don't toot your own horn there, nobody's going to. They're just reading that.
Oh, that's for
They're
sure.
not going to know anything if you don't say it. So
True.
pay attention. Notice when you're minimizing your own skills or expertise. The way to reclaim your power is to stop doing that. Practice owning who you are, what you've accomplished, and the impact that you have. Write it down. Read it regularly. If it's hard to see your achievements for yourself, turn to people who know you and ask for their feedback. This will do wonders for your self-confidence, really.
True.
Stop diffusing your energy. There's power in our presence, defining presence as showing up to a place to focus on one thing. When you don't respect that, you're giving your power away. This happens when looking at your phone and checking emails. You know, you got to look at it right before a meeting that requires your full attention. You got to look at that. You're putting yourself down right before it. It communicates that there is nothing meaningful about you, me, showing up and giving the focus to this meeting. That the engagement is equivalent to scrolling through your phone. That's just not true.
Throughout the day, certain moments are more meaningful than others, and we need to honor that. Diffusing your power at work might not be an issue for you, but it could be the way you interact with your child or your partner. If your full focus is not in the moment, your impact is diminished. I think about people that scroll on their phone all the bloody time and don't talk to each other in a car or at the dinner table. Blows my mind. Give yourself permission to focus on one thing at a time and practice doing that. If I don't do one thing at a time, I do things really crappy. If I try to do 3 or 4 things at a time, it doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, I used to be a multitasker, and I can't do that. Not if I want to do a good job
anymore. If I want to do a good job, that's for sure.
If I want to do a good job, that's it.
Create transition time and buffers in your schedule. Acknowledge that there is power in your presence and cherish that. And stop avoiding the hard things. Have you ever talked yourself out of a growth opportunity because you didn't want to feel disappointment or failure? You know, there's one that still comes to mind. When I was in my early 20s, I was doing goldsmithing, and I got an invitation to show my stuff at a gallery. And I declined because I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think my stuff was worthy. So I declined.
And that's the way I felt about teaching too. after you go to college for so long and you know there's so much more, you're going, I don't know enough yet. Then you go in and you find out they know even less, and you say, I can handle this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so stop avoiding the hard things. Have you ever talked yourself out of a growth opportunity because you didn't want to feel disappointment or failure? Yep, there's an element of power connected to resilience. This means we have got to experience friction in order to grow and see what we are made of, and also to see what we want and what we don't want.
Mhm.
This usually happens without even choosing it. You fall into hard circumstances and you have got to rise up against them.
Yep. There was, when you were talking about resilience, my daughter, when she was younger, wanted to be a ballet, and she had to do tryouts. And she really bombed the tryout. And my mother-in-law wanted us to just go on home because she felt so bad. And I said, no, let her sleep it. Next day, she'll be ready to go to the class, which she did. I was surprised by my mother-in-law. She was ready to go to class. She went to class, and the guy came out and said, because she came to class and relaxed, she showed me what she could do, and yes, she can come.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
Otherwise, she wouldn't have. So resilience is needed. She needed a night's sleep. So, but when there's an element of choice, we shy away from it, don't we? For fear of rejection, embarrassment, failure, let's go to the party. I don't know anybody there. We talk ourselves out of growing, increasing our power, and experiencing what we're made of. You might fail. You might get embarrassed. How many times have we? Know that you're capable of moving through difficult emotions. If you feel embarrassed, it's not going to last forever. And if you're feeling disappointed, that's not going to last forever either. If you're not afraid to feel hard things, you can do so much more in your life. Reconnect to those moments when you did experience something difficult and you got through it. You all have had them, and you've all gone through them.
Mm-hmm.
You can reframe your past efforts and mistakes. Look at the situation now and see what you learned from it, or what path it set you on, or where it went to, where it led you. Failure will help you grow. Live your purpose and impact people. Trust that you're going to be able to move through these difficult moments. They talked to Thomas Edison and said, well, you already, you failed so many times. And he says, yeah, but that's all I learned was that's not the way to do it. There's something else.
Exactly. We might not be in control of our lives and fate, but we are in control of the narrative we build around it. However, to build a strong narrative requires mental strength and consistent action. Once we think of our lives and ourselves and what matters most to us, we claim agency and power. The moment this narrative shakes and the opinions of others crawl in, we begin to lose inner peace and often our power as people. Giving away your personal power can manifest in low confidence, being constantly overwhelmed, or being preoccupied with what others think of you. Teenagers come to mind. They worry so much about what others think.
They're just going through it.
This might hinder you from taking risks, expressing yourself, and living actively. This begins to affect your relationships and worldviews at large, making you a passive and reclusive person who is unable to fully exercise their agency. A good starting point always is to start thinking about what makes you feel powerful, energized, and good about yourself, and do more of that. Canceling out bad habits is not enough. Building good habits is the key. Habits that hold us accountable and force us to take responsibility of our lives, no matter what the situation or the circumstances.
Yep.
All right, then we have a slideshow, and I think these are going to be kind of interesting. Positive ways of giving power. Can you read every other thing for me?
Would love to.
Positive ways of giving your power are being altruistic, helping others without expecting anything in return, helping others in need or crisis. Sharing yourself with another person is part of a give and take relationship.
And there are ways that you give away your power and also how to stop doing that.
I like this part because they tell you how to resolve the issues.
Yeah, we had to include this. Your self-image depends on other people's opinion of you. That's how you're giving it away. If these situations affect how you look at yourself, this is coming from a place of your own disempowerment. So how do we resolve it? Get honest with yourself in who you are, what you have to offer, and live your life that you have a right to live. We also give it away if you're caught in a circle of pleasing others and never pleasing yourself, doing everything for everybody else. You're betraying yourself, your value, and what your boundaries are. So you need to stand up for yourself, say things not in a place of frustration, but from a place of calm neutrality that simply states who you are and what your standard is.
Other ways you give away your power and how to stop it. You're too nice. Sometimes being nice is not being loving. Sometimes being the most loving is telling someone something hard. How to resolve this? Ditch being nice for being direct and honest from a place of love. That's me. You struggle to know yourself. You get distracted from what you really want, why you want it, and how you're going to create it. How to resolve this? Don't be afraid to change your path to fit what you desire for yourself. I've always thought it was nuts to make college students decide what they were going to do for the rest of their life at their age. I just thought that was ridiculous to think anybody was going to stay in the same profession 50 years.
Yeah, but that's when we were kids. Now they have to know what track they're going to be going on when they go into high school.
It's just nuts.
It's ridiculous. Are you thinking you might go to college?
Needs to be redone.
Okay, so sometimes you create gurus instead of teachers. A guru is someone you hand your power to. Sometimes we hand people our money and our power because we think we'll become them.
I never thought that.
Yeah. Instead, find a good teacher who will help you become you, not them.
That is so important. You need to be you, not who somebody on YouTube or
you don't want to be
somebody
just
that
like
wrote a book. You need to be you.
Yeah. So you don't know what you value and you compromise your values in order to fit in. Your business grows when you're in alignment with your values. You attract others with those same values. Don't be afraid to have a stance and share your values publicly. Don't be a chameleon. Don't sit on the fence and go this way and then go this way. Know who you are. Do what you know.
I like that. Other ways you give away your power and how to stop it is you don't have healthy boundaries. This is one I know so many people, especially women, that don't have boundaries.
Yep. Or healthy ones anyway.
Not healthy ones. When you don't have healthy boundaries, you're living in guilt, shame, and anxiety. Guilt is one of the lowest vibrations we can live in. How to resolve? Communicate your boundaries in a neutral way. Everybody needs to have boundaries. You don't understand your shadow side. Maybe you cheated in school. You lie about something. You're judgmental. We all have these shadow sides. How to resolve it? Learn about your archetype and the light and shadow that comes with that. That's an interesting one.
Yeah,
Learn about your archetype.
You need to learn about yourself. Yeah.
Interesting.
Then we deny our own healing and make excuses for our patterns. When something goes wrong, or doesn't go like we want, we blame others. That's giving your power away. Instead, acknowledge the patterns of behavior that you have and work towards healing that story.
Absolutely. Do that shadow work.
That's shadow work. And we can give it away by taking too much advice from friends and family who do not want what you want. How can they know what you want? Anyway, there are still people who aren't out of the closet. There are still people who tell their parents that they're going to church when they're not. So what we need to do is follow the lead of people who want what you want and take the advice and opinions of others with a grain of salt.
A hefty grain of salt in my book.
Yeah, it's like I tell my kids, give me the courtesy of living and listening to me, but the decision is yours. You can take what I say or leave it, but give me the courtesy to listen. It's got to be theirs.
Number 11, you spend a lot of time talking about people who have wronged you, hurt you, judged you, or that you simply don't like. If you find yourself talking about others in a negative way, you're giving away your power and turning yourself into a victim. How to resolve that? You don't let what happened to you control you and consume you with conversations.
And stay out of those pity parties.
I hope you guys like those slides. I thought they were great in the fact that they showed you how you were giving it away and how to resolve that issue. I thought those were really nice.
So you can keep your power. It's really important.
It's super important. Oh, how about, would you like to do some card readings? Wait, everybody, if you want your cards read, let us know, and we will do some 3-card pulls. I've got 3 decks handy dandy. And be sure and join us for Saturday. Juno will be here on Saturday. And if you didn't get to see our Wisdom Circle yesterday, please go back and watch the Wisdom Circle.
It was so informative and so many things I didn't know about. I'm going,
it was all about,
that makes so much sense.
It was all about auras. And Sensei Jean just did a fantastic job of her presentation with so many slides and stuff. It was lots of fun. So much information. I didn't know either.
Yeah, and how they're tied to our chakras. So,
okay, now I know. Door of Lore, let me know if you're still here, so we can answer your question with cards. Anybody else would like cards? Let us know.
There's MEJ.
Hi, Mary Ellen. And Amanda's there. You got it. So I've got White Dragon, Mary Ellen, and Amanda. Lovely to see you all here today. Yeah. And Denise, I would imagine you want cards, let me know. And Lark. But I'm going to start with White Dragon because I'm not sure Door of Lore is still here. Have they come back? Oh, she said she loves that scarf on you, Heather.
Oh, thank you.
It does look very nice. I love that blue with on you.
Okay. It's much better than gray.
Okay, give me a minute to shuffle because I haven't. These were still in the box. How you doing today, White Dragon?
Is the new ship getting used to you? Or vice versa?
Yeah, how's the new ship?
Oh, there's another one. Couple.
Got it. I got Denise and Aaron. Fantastic. Okay, but first we have our White Dragon. I'm working with the Earth Magic deck, the Work Your Light deck, and the Sacred Earth Oracle.
And I have the Energy deck and Fairy Tarot, and let's see if I can find the name of this other deck. Finding the right book is sometimes difficult.
White Dragon says the new light's beating the crap out of him.
Oh, is it? Oh. The Psychic Tarot. So. Makes you tired, huh?
I've gotten this card a couple of times for him. That's interesting. Because I know he...
Just drawing. I haven't looked at him yet.
That's all right.
Don't want it to affect anything. Okay, I can go if you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, the first card I got was the Angel of Balance, and they're saying just go ahead and keep everything balanced. And I thought it was interesting that you mentioned the blue light was getting to you because the next card was light, and it's almost blinding. So they're saying be careful that you look past the light. Take a second look because you could miss something because the light is getting to you so much. It's beating your butt. You're not always seeing all the things you need to see. So get through that, get used to it. Make sure you make the right choice. Okay.
Okay. I got the Rain card, which is the purification card. They're asking you to go deeper inside to have a look at a belief that is no longer serving you. And purify that through, well, you can go stand out in the rain with your feet in the dirt if you want. Meditation, however you want to do that will work. Take that leap of faith. Take the leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. It's taking this leap of faith, following your purification, because you need to just take it at face value. It is what it is. And you need to go for it. Just take that leap. I hope that makes sense to you.
It kind of does. They were saying the light's getting in his way.
Huh.
Because you said look deeper, and that's one of the things I had too, is look deeper.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen is next.
Mary.
I hope that resonated, White Dragon, made sense to you. But there's something holding you back they want you to take a look at. It's like this last little niggly thing that you need to get rid of.
Then it won't kick your butt anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking that because it jumped out.
That's what happened to me last week. Every time I started to shuffle, the cards just jumped out. And everybody, that's how they got their cards. I didn't draw any.
That's funny.
Jumped out at me. I said, okay.
God, these cards are so beautiful. I love them.
Okay. The first card that came up was the Archangel Metatron, and he's really helping you with clarity. And it's going to help you with resolving difficulties. And when you get those resolved, it's going to be like a weight lifted off of you. And it's also going to make your third eye chakra easier for you to see. Okay. So some of these things are keeping you from being able to see clearly, but Metatron's working with you to take care of them. Okay.
Interesting. Oh, I don't need it. Okay, first of all, I got stone people. Be vigilant. There's something that you've made an assumption about that isn't true. And you're gonna realize that it may have something to do with you because the star mother's here and she's about self-care. How can you mother yourself? Are you taking good self-care of yourself? Are you too busy working with other people to pay attention to what your body needs? Be vigilant about your body and this assumption that you made. Next comes the influence card, and this is also about that assumption. I think it's about yourself. You have the power to influence. It's about fear, a fear of something, and that you have the power within to move past that fear and see what it's actually all about. What you have been afraid of is not true, and your incorrect assumption. It's time to put that aside and move through that fear and see your power for what it is, because this has to do with self-power. That whole reading, self-care and self-power. I hope that made sense. That makes sense to you, Heather?
Yeah, yeah, it did. I'm trying to think what I had with mine.
How are you, Miss Amanda Carroll?
And it's going to become clear. Like I said, Metatron's working in your corner.
Yeah, and Metatron jumped at me when this influence card came through. It just fit right in with Metatron's help.
Yep.
Okay, Miss Amanda.
Miss Amanda. That one keeps coming out, so that's it. It's not being helpful.
I think she's got that card too. We could have called that show Standing in Your Truth.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, these all three go together. And there's really no first on them. The first one is the Eight of Summer, and it talks about you're having a desire to have a more meaningful life. You're wanting to do more things. And you're also knowing that it's time to move on. Things are going in a certain direction. You know it's time to go. And the next card was Journey card. I'm sorry, this one's green. But it talks about you're making movement, like moving on. So keep moving and travel. It may be just in your mind that you're traveling, but you're moving on, and it will be victorious and successful. So don't be afraid of it. It's just coming, and that's what's going to work for you.
Nice. I've got really nice cards too. This is the spring equinox is all about rebirth, and you are going through a time of rebirth.
It goes with it.
Also, you got the transformation card, which is a rebirth. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing is happening within you. DNA changes. So that's a number 2 card of rebirth. And then centering yourself. Make sure you take time to center yourself, Honor who you are and what and your needs and not the needs of those around you. It's not being selfish to take care of yourself first, even though that's what's always been taught. It's backwards. We know now that if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone else properly.
That's
But you need to take care of yourself because you're going through some changes. Just stay centered, do your meditations, you're walking in nature, all of that, because you are going through a transformation.
you're moving.
You're moving.
Yeah. And that's all.
Beautiful.
Those first three cards were all about you're moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a specific request here. Denise would like to ask about what this month has for me. Her birthday is this month. Well, happy birthday early, but we will see what the cards have to say for you for this month.
What does this month have for Denise? Okay.
Interesting.
So far, everything's fallen out on its own.
Well, she got the rebirth card there. Funny since her
Not more
birthday's
than
that month,
three.
is this month.
Well,
She got the rebirth card on her birthday month. I love that.
that's cool. And she has 4 cards from me. Oh, okay. I can go ahead if you want to.
Please.
You can tie it together. First of all, you're going to have resolution of some difficulties, and it's going to feel like a weight's coming off. And part of that is because these 2 cards came out together. You need to stay patient. All this work that you're doing, it's in some ways going to feel like you've got emotional loss, but it's not. You're getting rid of things that don't work for you. So just be patient with it, go with it, because its resolution is going to take a weight off of you. And the last card was the doorway to personal happiness and healing. So these 3 things may be a little bit tough, but in the end, it's all good. It's worth doing. Okay. And you will be doing that during this month. And part of it, you're going to notice it more like with the, what are those solar flares that come down? I mean, they're going to help
The
you bring out
CMEs.
stuff. Yeah. It's going to help you bring stuff up. And like I said, you may feel like it's an emotional loss. It's just because you're giving up something that doesn't work for you that you've always, always used. It's an old friend. You're giving it up to go on to better things. Okay.
I think that's where the fortitude card comes in.
Yeah.
She got the fortitude card. But first of all, you got the rebirth, which I think is fun since it's your birthday. But you are having a rebirth of spiritual design and the Galactic Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. With that card and this fortitude card, you both have so much love. They both show how much love is on the other side. The Council of Light is on your side, helping you. Just ask for their assistance. It looks to me like they're just all the ascended masters, the Council of Light. Not bad to have on your side. They're just saying you have a month of rebirth. This fortitude card is stick to your guns. Hold fast. Life moves around you. You don't have to worry about anything. Just stay where you are. Keep doing what you're doing and let the insanity go by, because it's a chaotic month, not for you, but outside. And you hold fast to what you're doing and you're going to be just fine.
And you are be patient with yourself.
Absolutely.
Patience there is not necessarily for everybody else. It's be patient with yourself.
Okay. Miss Aaron's next.
Okay. Oh, it's so quiet when we're shuffling.
I know. Sorry about that, folks.
We're busy concentrating.
Yep. God, these cards are so big they hurt my hands. They're so wide. They're so beautiful, though. I just love them. Okay.
Wow. Okay. If you want to go ahead, and I'll go
Okay.
afterwards.
Well, I've got the winter solstice card first, to me, which is talking about, it says reflection, but to me that means it's time to go inside and reflect on how far you've come and where you want to go. And if you need some help, call on your soul family. They're there, ready and waiting to help you. And I know I call on my friends in this community a lot when I have questions that I can't answer myself. So remember your community and stay centered. Go inside, make sure that you are speaking your truth and that you are not giving away your power to others in whatever situation you happen to be in, whatever this is about. You're going to work it out.
And these 3 cards go along with hers.
But just make sure you're staying true to yourself and you're doing what you need to do for you.
Exactly. So be patient with yourself. And know that, okay, it says the thinking woman card on here. Basically, what it's saying is that you do have an understanding. And this is you they're talking about. You are the thinking woman. You're the female with the wisdom. Be patient with yourself. It's there. You
The
may not think
female with the wisdom.
it is there. And it also said, don't be afraid to walk away from some old things that just aren't really what you need. Because you are the wise woman, you know what to walk away from, just like what she was talking about. Okay? They all go together. You've got what it takes to do what you need to do.
Lovely.
So,
And next is Lark. Hey, Lark. Then I have Fun Boy and Door of Lore. Which are both pretty new to me.
and I noticed I had another card there and it said your wishes do come true. So doing all this work, there's a good reason for it.
Yay.
It was weird.
Why don't I have an Egyptian deck?
Fine.
Interesting. I should have an Egyptian deck. The only
Somewhere.
Egyptians I know are in the Ascended Masters deck.
I have well, some of the Egyptian I have in gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
That's a good way to learn them.
Yeah. By the way, the mess card reading is closed. We have 2 more and that's it because we're already running out of time. Okay. Interesting. Everybody needs to take a leap of faith today.
Believe.
Okay. I've got rebirth. Hello. This is the third time it's come up today. It's very strange, but I've got the rebirth card and you taking a leap of faith and specializing. Whatever you're specializing in, you can take that with you wherever that you go. Something's getting ready to open up for you, and you need to just keep working on your love and compassion and your work for humanity. But you're actually, I think you're going to get a new job. Just know that you don't have to be good at everything. Specialize in what it is that you love to do, that you do best, and stay with that, because that'll go with you anywhere that you go. You can take it with you. And I think you are going somewhere. I think you might have a new job coming up. I'm not sure. We'll see. You let me know.
And mine said, keep things balanced between you're working and you're taking care of you. Keep it balanced and keep looking at the future with hope and optimism, because that kind of faith can move mountains. And you're backed by Archangel Raphael and Metatron. They're helping you get through this and keep the balance. You're getting where you want to go. Metatron will help you with your clarity, and Archangel Raphael will help with you accepting yourself. Don't try to be everything, be who you are. And he'll help you clarify who you are. That will make all your wishes and dreams come true as long as you stay balanced.
That's nice.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not sure how I can do this one. Fun boy, could I have a reading about my ghost friends at the haunted job I worked at and my haunted dolls, please, or general? What do you want to do there?
Well, let's see
The
what
first
the
thing
cards
I
say.
got, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The first thing I got was those ghost friends want to go into the light. They want somebody to take them into the light.
Say it's okay. Show them the way.
That's what I'm getting about the ghosts.
I'm getting threads are being sent down. They just need to get a hold of the thread and follow it.
Cool. And the haunted dolls, I'm not getting anything about any haunted dolls. Except for they creep me out. Anyway, dolls in general creep me out. So we're going to do a general reading, but your ghost friends want to go home.
Yeah.
They just need some help in finding those threads, those light threads. Okay.
Your haunted dolls are having fun.
I'm glad you can read on them, because
That's all I got. They're having fun doing what they're doing. I'm not sure that we didn't do too much. Well, let me see if I can find my deck on
what?
Gods and Goddesses. Oh, that's fun. Okay. You know what? I am still going to draw a card, see what the dolls are saying.
That's fine. I'm just doing a general reading for him.
That's fine. We could just do that. I keep getting, they're not haunted. They just like talking to you. Like to play. This is the right one. This is the right one.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm getting that your world is expanding. Things are opening up for you with new relationships and emotional experiences, maybe new friends, new social events, and things like that. And in some ways, the sacrifice involved is that these are all new and just a little bit uncomfortable to you. You're saying, okay, I'll still go, but just remember, it's just the world's way of opening up to you, introducing you to new people, new events, new all sorts of things. You're sacrificing your time, but it's not really a sacrifice, and you're giving away. You're actually getting things, new things.
And I'm getting that it's perfectly okay to be vulnerable and trust in yourself now, and just trust in your relationships and what you want. But you need to play. Don't take life so seriously. Have fun, celebrate. Don't be too serious. It's really time to play. And go within. Go within to that space inside where you can be vulnerable, you can be childlike. You know, there's dimensions in space that we come from where everything is possible. So everything is possible here. Just trust in yourself and have a good time with it. Play with it.
I just got, as far as sacrifice goes, you need to sacrifice some other things for yourself. You need that time for you.
Fun boy, go have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have, I want to know, Egyptian gods still hopeful about me, or are they still blessing me towards my goals? That's a lot
They always
packed
are.
into one question.
They are always going for your goals. They're cheering you on all the time.
Yeah. They're not going to abandon you. Our guides don't abandon us. They're there 100%. I'm getting that you're on your path.
Yeah, and that worry, just let it go. Don't worry about that. You're doing what you need to be doing.
I'm just going to pull a card.
I pulled one and it was Kuan Yin.
Oh, sweet.
And it was saying, let it go. That doubt that you have, let it go. They're there for you.
Trust in the ancient healing wisdom that you have.
Okay.
There you go. There's your answer. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, this is interesting. One dog continually opens my gas tank to force me to unbox it instead of leaving it on a shelf. When I did, a month flew out. No wonder she was impatient. A moth, I mean? No wonder she was.
Impatient.
Wow.
Yeah. They have a good time with you. They really do.
Interesting. I don't want no haunted dolls in my house. Thank you very much. I was never a doll girl. I had plastic horses.
But it does remind me of Eli, our fairy friend, and his log trike or bike, whatever it was, and when you didn't make the turn.
Yeah.
It was his little thing. It was, we had a fairy village, and this was a little boy on a log.
Yummy,
roller.
man.
It didn't really roll, but it was on a table, and we got up one morning and went outside, and it was on the ground. He didn't make the curve of the table. He informed us later, yeah, he didn't get it turned.
Well, we're 10 minutes after, so we've done really well today. Thank you all for being here. I hope you
Thank you.
enjoyed the presentation for Standing in Your Power. And if you didn't get to watch it all, please start over and watch it again.
Yeah,
And
it won't hurt you.
remember, our full moon is coming up on Thursday, I believe it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the new moon in Gemini on June 6th, which is Thursday. So be sure and write down your intentions and get them out there for the new moon. Till next time, I guess oh, by the way, we do have a survey on the community page asking, we're thinking about changing our times starting the 1st of July. So go to our community page if you want to weigh in on what times are best. I think we have 7, 8, or continue at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. I'm thinking 8 o'clock Eastern is going to be the time, but we'll see. So far, that's in the lead. So
with
Tuesday,
moving our
our
time
show is
really-
going. I'm sorry, what?
I was going to say, with moving our times of really
Screwed up our schedule since we've moved to Mountain
You
Time.
can
We're
say
both
that.
in Mountain Time now instead of Eastern. So we need to make some adjustments. Tuesday, we're going to go over the 12 universal laws, a deeper dive. We did that before. We have a show a year or so ago on it, and I think it's time to bring it back. So
remind you what everything is.
remind you about the 12 universal laws. It's super important. We need to all know them. So until Tuesday, Saturday we have Juno. Juno's going to come in on Saturday. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We haven't discussed it yet, but I'm sure we'll have a good time. We always do when she's there.
Yeah, Juno is great.
So
there are just certain people, you just need to ask them. That's all it takes.
Exactly. She's a champ. So until then, we send unconditional love to all of you and appreciate you being here with us whenever you can. Go out and shine your light.
Yes, ride the crest and take care of you.
Take care of you. Until next time. Bye-bye, you guys.